Welcome, everyone. Today, we delve into something far more potent than mere motivation. We explore the one force that shapes your entire existence, often without your awareness, your mind. If you cannot master your mind, your emotions will dictate your path. Your fears will become chains. Your laziness will seize control of your actions. And your hunger for instant gratification will dismantle your long-term aspirations. The cruelest part is the endless internal loop. I'm not good enough. I lack motivation. I'll start tomorrow. The truth is, your challenge isn't a lack of motivation. It's a deficit of discipline. And this battle is waged within your mind. Observe the truly successful around you. Their common trait isn't talent, luck, or even raw intelligence. It's a mind forged like a soldier's. They don't yield to fleeting feelings. They stand firm for their unwavering vision. Discipline isn't about one heroic act, like waking at 5 a.m. just once. It is the relentless command over that insidious voice in your head, the one whispering, sleep more, eat more, check your phone, give up, react emotionally, blame others. Fail to discipline this voice, and you will drift through life like the vast majority, perpetually behind, constantly exhausted, riddled with anxiety, forever asking, why can't I just focus and move forward? This ends now. In the upcoming discussion, I will unveil 10 potent strategies to discipline your mind. Each strategy will be explored deeply, designed to transform you. These are not mere tips, they are weapons. You will learn to cultivate an unbreakable mind, master your focus, and achieve daily growth. All explained in clear, simple language. Stay with me. If you are truly committed to personal evolution, let us begin. Tip 1. Master your 5 senses. Your eyes, ears, tongue, skin, and nose are more than physical organs. They are portals. What you permit through these portals flows directly into your mind. Once inside, it sculpts your thoughts, emotions, actions, and ultimately, your future. Every image you consume trains your brain. Constant exposure to violence fosters aggression. Immersing yourself in superficial drama and fabricated success cultivates an unrealistic outlook. Endless scrolling through social media, witnessing lavish lifestyles and curated perfection triggers comparison, desire, and a pervasive sense of inadequacy. Ask yourself, are you genuinely weak? Or are you merely feeding your mind with images that erode your self-control? If your eyes are perpetually bombarded with rapid pleasure, your brain loses its capacity for sustained focus, perpetually craving that intense, instant stimulation. Instead, nourish your eyes with stillness, with the wisdom of books, the tranquility of nature, the genuine faces of your loved ones, or a mirror reflecting the powerful person you are becoming. What you hear becomes what you believe. Consider music saturated with themes of heartbreak, addiction, revenge, or materialism. Do you truly believe it's just harmless entertainment? Your subconscious mind absorbs it all. Even without conscious focus, your mind internalizes the rhythm, the pain, the chaos, gradually leaving you feeling low, angry, or adrift. The same applies to gossip. Consistently hearing others speak ill of people will convince your brain the world is toxic. Repeatedly hearing, "You're not good enough," or "You can't do that," will eventually make you internalize these falsehoods. Guard your ears like a warrior. Only permit powerful, clear, and truthful voices to enter. Listen to those who uplift you. Embrace silence. Listen to the steady rhythm of your own breath, for that is the genesis of awareness. What you taste influences your thinking. This might surprise you, but even your dietary choices profoundly impact your mind. Why? Because food is chemical energy, and your brain operates on chemistry. Excessive sugar, processed foods, and heavy meals render your mind sluggish, foggy, and lethargic. You feel sleepy, energy wanes, and control diminishes. Conversely, a diet of light, clean, simple foods brings clarity to your thoughts. You don't need 5 coffees a day. You need to cease poisoning your body. What you touch and smell triggers emotions. Yes, even touch and smell wield significant power. A scent can instantaneously transport your brain to an old memory, good or bad. Touch can ground you or overstimulate. Picture this: a monk walking barefoot on the earth. A businessman striding in leather shoes across polished marble. A laborer's hands touching steel and dust daily. Each experience subtly reshapes the brain. Yet, most people never pause to reflect, merely consuming stimuli throughout their day without conscious control. Discipline begins when you seal off the wrong gates. When you declare, "I will not consume garbage. I will not listen to poison. I will not eat like a slave. I will not allow my senses to dictate my being." This is the inaugural step toward becoming a truly powerful individual. For one who commands their senses can command anything. Tip 2. Avoid temporary pleasure. Every instance you opt for short-term pleasure, you implicitly reject long-term greatness. This is one of discipline's most formidable adversaries, yet most people remain utterly oblivious to its insidious nature. Temporary pleasure encompasses anything that feels good in the immediate moment, but slowly corrodes your being. This includes hours of phone scrolling, binge watching shows, consuming junk food, sleeping excessively, engaging with inappropriate content, gossiping, or using substances merely to escape. These actions may seem trivial, but they are not. Behind every undisciplined life lies a pervasive addiction, the addiction to pleasure without effort. Most individuals only perceive the immediate benefit of pleasure. Oh, it feels good. It helps me distress. It allows me to relax. But they rarely pose the critical question: what is this truly costing me? Every hour squandered on useless videos is an hour not invested in building your dreams. Every endless scroll before sleep devastates your sleep quality and saps your energy for the following day. Each time you utter, "just one more episode," you are conditioning your brain to prioritize comfort over growth. This is the authentic price. You don't merely waste time, you atrophy your mental muscle, the very one that enables you to say no when it matters most. The more pleasure you chase, the more profound the pain you experience later. You indulge in junk food, then feel exhausted and guilty. You spend 3 hours on short videos, and your brain loses its capacity to focus on a single task. You smoke to relax, only to find you now require it just to feel normal. You skip workouts for fleeting coziness, and your body becomes weaker, more lethargic. Your brain becomes ensnared in a destructive loop: feel good, then feel regret, then escape again, feel good than feel regret. This is why countless people remain stuck for years, bewildered as to why. They don't need motivation. They need to shatter this cycle. The next time you feel an urge for a cookie, to check your phone, or to sleep longer, ask yourself, is this truly helping me or hurting me? Is this genuine freedom, or am I merely a slave to my impulses? What would the highest version of myself choose to do right now? Tip 3. Lack of auto suggestions is your enemy. Most people do not command their thoughts. They simply awaken and react to whatever stimulus presents itself: a notification, a message, a memory, a fear, a fleeting feeling. Their entire mental landscape is dictated by the outside world. They fail to grasp that the subconscious mind, the most powerful faculty of your brain, accepts whatever it hears repeatedly. This is precisely why auto-suggestions, also known as affirmations, are not optional. They are absolutely critical. What is an auto-suggestion? It is a conscious, deliberate instruction you impart to your brain every single day. It's akin to reprogramming a computer. You tell your brain what you believe relentlessly until it manifests as your reality. For instance, I am focused. I am not my emotions. I embrace challenging tasks. I command my time. I complete what I begin. When you repeat these statements daily, not casually, but with profound intent, your mind begins to internalize them. Why? Because your brain does not differentiate between truth and falsehood. It believes whatever you reiterate with emotion. Tragically, most people repeatedly utter self-defeating phrases like, I can't focus. I'm not good enough. I always make mistakes. I don't feel like doing it. They remain unaware that they are systematically dismantling their own mindset, sentence by sentence. Auto-suggestion is not magic, it is mental repetition. This is not superficial positivity, it is rigorous mental weightlifting. When you speak with intention, your mind learns your true identity. But when you remain silent, your environment dictates that identity for you. You must become the dominant voice within your own head. How? Articulate your affirmations aloud upon waking. Inscribe them on paper. Recite them before sleep. Speak them when exhaustion sets in. Speak them when you are on the verge of surrender. Speak them until your brain has no alternative but to believe. Elite athletes harness auto-suggestion. Before critical matches, they don't utter, I hope I win. They declare, I have already triumphed in my mind. Now I merely execute. Soldiers are conditioned to repeat phrases such as, don't stop when I'm tired, I stop when I'm done. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Why? Because the body adheres to the mind's commands, and a mind devoid of commands is a mind devoid of discipline. Your thoughts sculpt your mind. Your repeated thoughts sculpt your life. If you desire a focused mind, feed it focused language. If you yearn for a calm mind, feed it calming truths. If you seek a strong mind, speak strength into existence daily. Your phone is not the enemy. Your silence is. For a mind left untrained will invariably become your master. Tip 4. Challenge negative thoughts. Your negative thoughts are not inherently facts. They are merely thoughts, and they are frequently erroneous. The core problem, however, is that most people never scrutinize these thoughts. They hear an internal voice declaring, "I'm not good enough. I'll fail again. Nobody cares. It's too late. I can't change." And instead of confronting it, they blindly accept it. They weave it into their very identity. The more they believe it, the more the brain reinforces its power. This is the genesis of self-doubt. This is how mental weakness is cultivated. This is how dreams perish in silence. Let us be unequivocally clear. A thought is not a decree. It is a mental suggestion. And you possess the sovereign power to accept it, reject it, or replace it. But if you permit every thought to pass unchecked, you are granting your mind permission to self-destruct. Imagine your brain as a courtroom. A negative thought enters, proclaiming, "You are not good enough." What is your response? Do you simply nod in agreement? Yes, you are right. Or do you rise and demand, "Where is the evidence? Why should I believe you? Even if I stumbled before, I am not defeated. I have evolved. I am stronger now. I no longer accept this verdict." This is the essence of challenging your negative thoughts. Whenever a negative thought intrudes, pause and inquires, is this thought empowering me or hindering me? Do I possess concrete evidence? Or am I merely succumbing to fear? What would the disciplined version of myself believe instead? Then, consciously reframe it. Instead of, "I'll never be confident," assert, "Confidence is a skill I am diligently building daily." Instead of, "Nobody supports me," affirm, "I support myself. That is sufficient." Instead of, "I failed again," declare, "This is valuable feedback, not the end. I will learn and continue." Suppose you are striving to learn English. An internal voice whispers, "You always forget words. Your accent is terrible. You'll never speak fluently." If you merely acquiesce to that voice, you will cease trying and remain stagnant. But if you challenge it, you can respond, "Yes, I forget words occasionally. That signifies a need for more repetition. Yes, my accent is unique, but I am improving daily. Yes, fluency demands time, but each day brings me closer." That seemingly minor mental shift can transform a day of perceived failure into a day of profound growth. Your thoughts are like guests. You are not obligated to invite every one of them to reside within you. Discipline entails controlling which thoughts you permit to inhabit your mind. You cannot prevent thoughts from arising, but you can prevent them from governing your life. You are not inherently weak. You are simply listening to a weak voice. Alter the voice, and your entire life will follow suit. Tip 5. Set clear intentions. You cannot discipline your mind if you have no defined destination for it. Most people misdiagnose their issue as a focus problem when in truth, it is a clarity problem. They awaken devoid of direction, without clear goals or purpose. Consequently, their minds wander aimlessly, and they lament, "I can't focus." But how can you focus if you don't even know what you're meant to focus on? This is precisely why establishing a clear intention is one of the most potent instruments of mental discipline. An intention is a precise mental decision. It communicates to your brain, "This is what we are undertaking. This is the reason why. This is how we will feel upon its completion." It transcends a mere task. It embodies the emotional why underpinning the task. For example, today I will write for 1 hour. because my dream deserves this dedication. Today, I will speak English aloud for 20 minutes because I aspire to inspire others someday. Today, I will meticulously avoid distractions because I honor my precious time. This is the leverage that compels your mind to obey. It's not just a to-do list, but a profound emotional rationale behind every action. Why does intention hold such significance? Imagine your mind as a flashlight. If you simply switch it on and wave it indiscriminately, you'll illuminate everything but focus on nothing specific. However, if you direct its beam in a single direction, you gain clarity, accelerate your progress, and conserve vital energy. That is the function of intention. It carves a clear path for your mind. And once that path is illuminated, discipline becomes an automatic response. You no longer engage in internal debates. You cease relying on fleeting motivation because your brain intrinsically understands. This is what truly matters. This is our destination. Consider a soldier amidst a battle. He does not muse. Let me see what unfolds today. He awakens with unequivocal commands. He comprehends the mission. He knows the target. He grasps the dire cost of distraction. This is why he acts without hesitation. Yet, most people navigate life like disoriented soldiers, no mission, no orders, no clear intention. And consequently, they lose the battle of the mind. Initiate each day with 3 distinct intentions. For example, today, I will train my body for 30 minutes. I will maintain control over my emotions, irrespective of circumstances. I will speak only positive words to myself and to others. Before commencing any task, articulate it aloud. I am doing this for my future. I am doing this to become unrecognizable by next year. I am doing this because my family merits the finest version of me. Inscribe it before sleep. Train your brain to know. Tomorrow we rise with purpose. A clear mind is inherently a disciplined mind. A confused mind is a perilous one. If you fail to instruct your mind on what to do, it will invariably gravitate toward whatever feels easiest. But when you establish clear intentions every single day, you forge mental momentum. And one day, you will awaken to the realization that you no longer need to exert effort to push yourself, because your mind itself will propel you forward. Tip 6. Understand the psychology of emotions. Most people mistakenly believe they fail due to laziness. In reality, their failures stem from an inability to effectively manage their emotions. Here is the typical pattern. They experience fear, consequently avoiding action. They feel anger, leading them to utter regrettable words. They encounter doubt, causing them to abandon efforts prematurely. They feel sadness, prompting an escape into comfort. They become overwhelmed, resulting in complete inaction. This is emotional servitude. Not because emotions are inherently negative, but because they are profoundly misunderstood. Discipline is not the absence of emotion. Discipline is emotional intelligence in active application. Let's say you awaken feeling low. Your brain transmits signals. You're tired. Today is not your day. Take a break. What's the point anyway? The majority of people unquestioningly accept these signals. They follow their emotions as if they were servants. But emotions are not commands, they are merely data. You have the capacity to listen to them, to comprehend them, but you are not obliged to obey them. Your task is to acknowledge, okay, I feel tired, but I will still commit to 10 minutes of work. I feel anxious, but I will take 3 deep breaths and then proceed. I feel doubt, but I will reflect on how far I have already come. This is the essence of mental power. Imagine a pilot navigating an aircraft through a tempestuous storm. If he succumbs to panic and allows his emotions to seize control, the plane will inevitably crash. But if he comprehends the nature of the storm and adheres rigorously to his training, he will survive. That is precisely what discipline is. Your mind is the pilot. Your emotions are the storm. You do not need to halt the storm. You need to pilot through it with unwavering control. Practical strategies for mastering emotional psychology. First, name the emotion. Do not merely state, I feel bad. Articulate, I feel angry because my expectations were not met. State, I feel afraid because I dread failure. When you name it, you begin to tame it. Second, feel it without reacting. Simply sit with the emotion. Allow it to swell, then allow it to recede. Most emotions do not necessitate action. They merely require awareness. Third, do not feed the emotion with thoughts. When you feel sadness, resist the urge to rehash every negative event from your past. When fear arises, refrain from envisioning every worst-case scenario. This is akin to pouring fuel onto a fire. Fourth, choose the higher emotion. Affirm, yes, I feel afraid, but I also feel profoundly committed. Declare, yes, I feel tired, but I also feel deeply responsible. Allow your overarching purpose to supersede your transient emotion. Emotions are like weather. You cannot prevent the rain, but you can master the art of walking through it. When you grasp the psychology of emotions, you cease being reactive and begin operating from a place of power. Discipline becomes more accessible because you no longer battle your feelings, you comprehend them. And once you truly understand your mind, no external force can ever control you again. Tip 7. Practice mindfulness. This tip forms the bedrock of mental clarity. You cannot discipline your mind if your attention is perpetually scattered. Most people are not truly living their lives. They are merely surviving within the confines of their own heads. Their physical body occupies one space, while their mind is lost in past regrets, future anxieties, incessant notifications, imagined problems, and constant comparison with others. Then they express bewilderment. Why can't I focus? Why do I feel so anxious? Why do I not feel truly alive? The answer is profoundly simple. You are not present. You are not here. Mindfulness is not some esoteric spiritual practice. It simply means I am here. I am now. I am consciously aware of this precise moment. It signifies that you are not ensnared by the past. You are not prematurely leaping into the future. You are not warring with your thoughts. You are observing your mind as a vast sky observes the passing clouds. This practice cultivates an inner calm, a profound stillness. And that stillness is the fertile ground where discipline flourishes. Imagine you are engaged in a writing task. If you are mindful, your complete attention is directed toward that task. You hear the pen gliding across the paper. You feel the words taking form. You perceive your hand moving. You are entirely present. As a result, your mind is razor sharp. Your emotions are serene, and your actions become crystal clear. However, if you are distracted while performing that identical task, your mind flits between 10 different things. You make errors. You feel irritable. You experience exhaustion. You fail to complete anything meaningfully. That is the critical difference. Mindfulness builds discipline because mindfulness is the continuous practice of returning to the present moment again and again. And discipline is fundamentally nothing more than that. Discipline means returning to your task when your attention wanders, returning to your focus when your mind drifts, returning to your inner power when emotions attempt to exert control. This is the very essence of what mindfulness trains. How to integrate mindfulness into your daily life first. Mindful breathing. Simply sit still and direct your entire focus to your breath. Inhale, pause. Exhale. Observe your breath as if it were a gentle wave. When thoughts inevitably arise, do not engage in struggle. Simply return your attention to your breath. Second, mindful walking. Walk without your phone. Feel the sensation of your steps. Notice the air against your skin. Feel your body's movement. Train your mind to remain anchored in the present. Third, mindful working. Before commencing any task, take 3 deep, deliberate breaths. Affirm to yourself, "This is all I am doing right now." When distractions surface, gently guide your attention back. Fourth, mindful eating. Consume your food slowly. Savor each taste. Avoid multitasking. The more presence you infuse into these small, everyday moments, the more resilient your mind becomes. If you master the present moment, you master your mind, because everything you genuinely desire, peace, success, focus, confidence, manifests only now, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but now. And when your mind learns to reside in the present, discipline becomes your inherent, natural state. Tip 8. Surround yourself with empowering people. You inevitably become a reflection of your surroundings. Energy is profoundly contagious. Most individuals tirelessly attempt to rectify their focus, overhaul their routines, or reignite their motivation, yet they consistently neglect to address the crucial element of the people in their lives. Consequently, they remain stuck, not due to inherent weakness, but because they are constantly inhaling the energy of those who are stagnant. Your brain functions as a social sponge. It passively absorbs attitudes, language, habits, and even levels of confidence simply through proximity. If you are perpetually surrounded by individuals who complain incessantly, who surrender effortlessly, who squander their time, who chase superficial pleasures, and who never engage in discussions about personal growth, then your mind will gradually normalize this mediocrity. And when mediocrity solidifies as your new normal, discipline withers and dies. You cease pushing your boundaries. You stop believing in your potential. You abandon your grandest dreams. Have you ever observed how one lethargic friend can diminish the productivity of an entire group? Or conversely, how a single focused, driven individual can enter a room and suddenly inspire everyone to strive for more. This is no mere coincidence. A person's mindset permeates your subconscious mind simply by their presence. Let us be clear, empowering individuals are not flawless saints or emotionless robots. They possess their own imperfections. But they share one crucial characteristic. They compel you to elevate yourself. They refuse to allow you to abandon your potential. They speak with conviction. They discuss ambitious goals. They embrace responsibility. They value time as a precious commodity. They are driven by an innate desire to grow. They live with an undeniable fire in their eyes. Even if they haven't yet attained monumental success, their energy is unmistakably ascendant. That is precisely the kind of energy that fortifies mental discipline. How to transform your social circle and, by extension, your mind first, rigorously audit your current circle. Ask yourself, with whom do I spend the most time? Do their words empower me or poison my spirit? Do I feel more focused after interacting with them or more drained? Be brutally honest with yourself. Discipline commences with the elimination of that which destroys you. Second, initiate a gradual replacement. You are not required to sever all ties in a single day, but consciously reduce the time spent with energy drainers and incrementally increase time with energy builders. Third, mentally immerse yourself with the greats. If you currently lack robust, inspiring individuals in your immediate vicinity, diligently study them. Read their biographies. Watch their interviews. Listen to the wisdom of powerful minds. Allow their words to become the dominant voices within your own head. Fourth, become the empowering person yourself. Do not wait for others. Speak with resolute purpose. Offer genuine encouragement to those around you. Respect the sanctity of time. Be the individual who ignites a spark in complacent environments. Your social circle is either your confinement or your catalyst for power. And if you are genuinely committed to disciplining your mind, you cannot afford to disregard this truth. Your environment exerts a stronger influence than your sheer willpower. Construct a circle that relentlessly compels you to ascend. Even if you must begin alone, remain steadfast, for the correct energy invariably gravitates toward the right people. Tip 9. Focus on one task at a time. In a world where everyone is perpetually multitasking, attempting to juggle 5 things simultaneously, scrolling while working, eating while watching, conversing while thinking, there exists one singular weapon that distinguishes the truly powerful from the average single task focus. Most people erroneously believe that multitasking enhances their productivity. In reality, multitasking accomplishes only one detrimental thing. It severely weakens your brain's capacity to remain present. Every time you switch from one task to another, your brain incurs a cost. Psychologists term this the task switching cost. It signifies that your brain must repeatedly reset, refocus, and reorient itself. The more frequently you engage in this, the more your brain becomes fatigued, confused, anxious, impatient, and ultimately addicted to constant noise. You gradually lose mental fortitude without even realizing it. Now, envision the antithesis. You sit down with a single task. You eliminate all distractions. You grant it your undivided attention. You delve deeply into it. You complete it entirely. This practice conditions your brain to enter a state of flow, builds profound confidence, significantly reduces stress, cultivates a love for completion, and instills an aversion to procrastination. This is the operational modus of warriors. They do not attempt to accomplish everything at once. They meticulously finish what they start, one thing at a time. Consider this scenario. You intend to write down your goals. Option 1, you open Instagram between each sentence. You respond to a message. You rise to procure snacks. You check incessant notifications. After 20 minutes, your goals are half written. Your brain feels scattered. You are left with a sense of incompleteness. Option 2, you sit for 20 minutes. No phone. No extraneous noise. Just you, your pen, your thoughts. You complete the task. You feel a profound sense of clarity. You feel strong. Now, which option more effectively trains your mind to be disciplined? Train your brain using the one rule, one person, one task, one window. Close all superfluous tabs. Focus exclusively on one goal at a time. Do not switch until that goal is fully accomplished. Implement 25-minute focus blocks. Utilize a timer. Immerse yourself completely for 25 minutes. Then take a 5-minute break. Repeat this cycle 3 to 4 times. This systematically builds mental stamina over time. Celebrate completion. Every time you finalize a task without succumbing to distraction, affirm to yourself, "This is who I am now," because identity is forged through consistent repetition. Your brain thrives on order. Present it with chaos, and it will descend into panic. Provide it with clarity, and it will obey. The disciplined mind is not necessarily faster. It is profoundly clearer. It doesn't attempt to win the race by sprinting in 5 divergent directions. It selects one target, directs every thought toward it, and advances without fear. Focus is not an inherent personality trait. It is a meticulously trained habit. And that habit commences today with the very next task you choose to complete with absolute presence. Tip 10. Visualize your goals. Discipline does not originate with action. It germinates within the realm of imagination. Before your body moves, before your habits transform, before your environment improves, your mind must wholeheartedly believe in the objective you pursue. And for that belief to take root, your mind must be able to perceive that objective with crystalline clarity. This is where the majority falter. They declare, "I desire success. I want to be wealthy. I wish to be fluent. I want to revolutionize my life." But when pressed, what does that actually look like? They are at a loss. Their vision is nebulous. And a nebulous vision begets a nebulous mind. And a nebulous mind possesses no compelling reason to sustain discipline. Your brain is incapable of discerning the difference between imagination and objective reality. Neurologically, the brain responds identically to both. This profound truth implies that if you vividly and emotionally visualize your success, your mind will begin to accept its possibility. And when your brain genuinely believes something is achievable, it unleashes the energy, focus, and confidence necessary to transform it into reality. What transpires when you neglect visualization? You forget your fundamental why. You lose your initial excitement. You regress into old distractions. You perceive discipline as an onerous burden. You feel exhausted before you even commence. This explains why most people abandon their efforts after only a few days. They are not intrinsically lazy. They are mentally blind. They are attempting to journey toward a dream they have never distinctly perceived. Let's assume your goal is to achieve fluency in English. Merely writing down, "I want to speak English fluently," is anemic. But if you visualize it thus, you close your eyes. You vividly see yourself addressing an audience on a stage. You hear your voice, clear, powerful, and brimming with confidence. You observe the audience nodding, visibly inspired. You feel a surge of exhilaration in your chest. You imagine someone approaching you afterward, exclaiming, "Your English transformed my life." Now, your mind awakens. Now, you experience something profoundly real. Now, discipline transforms from a punishment into a cherished gift, because now you are emotionally tethered to the future version of yourself. Make your visualization specific. Do not merely state success. Instead, declare, "I vividly see myself leading a dynamic team within my dream company. I envision myself stepping into my elegant new apartment. I see myself wearing clothes that accentuate my transformed physique. I see myself conversing in English with absolute, effortless confidence." Engage all 5 senses. Ask yourself, what do I hear? What do I see? What do I feel? What do I smell? What do I taste? The more senses you involve, the more tangible the visualization becomes. Practice this daily. Make it the first thing you do upon waking and the last thing before sleep. Cultivate it as an unwavering habit. Even 5 minutes a day can fundamentally rewire your brain. You cannot strike a target you cannot see. Discipline is not solely about effort. It is about clarity, emotion, and unwavering vision. When your mind clearly perceives your goal, your body will invariably discover a path to reach it. And every time you feel the urge to surrender, simply close your eyes and visit your future self. Allow that internal fire to guide you. Let that vivid image pull you forward, because the most powerful mind is the one that already knows precisely where it is going. You do not require more time. You do not require more motivation. You need to make a definitive decision right now. The old version of you, distracted, weak, lost in emotion, perpetually chasing comfort, that version must cease to exist today. Because the life you envision, the profound peace you yearn for, the strength you admire in others, belongs exclusively to one type of individual, the one who consciously chooses to discipline their mind every single day. So, before you mindlessly scroll to the next video, before you revert to your stagnant routine, pause. Breathe. Decide. This is the pivotal moment you become someone they never anticipated. The world does not need another follower. The world desperately needs a mind like yours, sharp, silent, and utterly unshakable. Now go forth and build that mind. If you are committed to forging a strong mind, enhancing your English proficiency, and evolving into your highest self, step by step, subscribe now and embark on this journey, because what comes next will fundamentally alter how you think and how you live.